president's description of the former president's, in his words, lack of understanding of this system.
Good morning, Kojo. Can you hear me? Good morning, Kojo.
Yes, we can hear you now, Mr. Anyidoho. We apologize. There is a bit of a delay, but I'm hoping you heard the question. If not, let me repeat it. We are interested in how the party is taking the comments of the vice president, who didn't mince words in his expression of, well, disappointment in the former president's lack of understanding of this digital address system.
Yeah, good morning, Kojo, and good morning to everybody within hearing range. It's unfortunate. You preambled your question with the fact that the vice president decided to let a bit off his chest. He only didn't let a bit off his chest. He was abusive. He was insulting. And I don't think that that's the mark of a vice president. Issues are being raised by the former president. Speak to the issues, deal with the issues, confront the issues. Don't confront the individual. The MPP is becoming impatient, becoming very intolerant. You criticize, and then they become very abusive. I don't think that is what we are looking for as a nation and as a people. You launched some app, and it has come with lots of problems and lots of challenges. Deal with the issues and the challenges. Deal with the criticisms. But don't go insulting. I don't think that he cut any proper image for himself with his abusive line of speaking. It's improper.
It's interesting to hear you say that, because there were some who reacted in exactly the same way to the former president's comments when he described this project as a 419 scam and talked about how people are embarrassing the president. Those were also pretty strong words of criticism. Is it just a bit difficult to receive it in the opposite direction?
It's not difficult to receive. It is not difficult to receive at all. You have launched something, and it's come with its challenges, just like the free Form 1 thing they brought. I was listening to Bernice Abu Beidu this morning on your 6 a.m. news, and Rafiq Salam's report from WA, the Kaleo Senior Technical School or something. You have introduced policies that are fraught with challenges, beset with problems, huge problems at that. You are in a hurry. The president said he's in a hurry. In a hurry to destroy the educational sector? Is that what he's in a hurry to do? So you go and pack children in schools. They are sitting on blocks and stones, and headmasters and headmistresses cannot speak. They speak and they are sacked from their schools because they have spoken. Those are the issues that Dr. Bawumia should be dealing with.
So these, to you, are an illustration of a sort of intolerance. That's basically the point you're making here, right?
Not only intolerance, but impotence. Impotence. The whole government machinery is totally impotent. A completely collapsed system.
Very strong words there, Mr. Anyidoho.
Well, yes. So must it be. An impotent government. Impotence to the extent that they have collapsed the security system. The security system cannot operate. They have introduced this free something which is creating problems. Schools all over the country. They have failed on their promises. They have not paid God His love. DKM customers. The petrol prices are going up. This morning, as I hear, drivers are going to go on a demonstration this morning. And all the things, Dr. Bawumia, he was the one who was crusading all over the place, holding press conferences. We will not borrow. We will not borrow. Mahama is incompetent. He's insensitive. That is why he's borrowing. That is why he's borrowing. We will not borrow. We shall reduce taxes. Have they reduced the taxes? Have they stopped borrowing? So Dr. Bawumia should deal with the issues confronting Ghanaians. The abusive stance will not help, Kojo.
Let's get back to what he said yesterday. Did he not deal with the issues? In addition to being surprised, in his own words, that the former president doesn't understand how the system works, he also took time to explain how the system works. Did
How
that
does that
satisfy the concerns of the NDC about it being 419?
How is that system working? How is that system working? He claims that it is top of the range, the best in the world. Is it the best in the world? Is it the best in the world? Obviously, Dr. Bawumia himself hasn't got a proper and deep understanding of even what he was talking about. They put words on his tongue. He rolls with the words out without understanding even what he says. That is his problem. That is his problem. He doesn't really understand what he says. That thing that he launched, is it the best in the world? That's what he told us. Is it the best in the world? So Dr. Bawumia should understand that he doesn't come with the best brains. We are all trying to build consensus, create consensus, meeting of minds. And when we bring our mind to the table, he should accept it. Even if he will not accept it, he shouldn't insult. I don't think that the former president insulted. He says you have introduced something that is fraught with problems. It's 419, Sakawa, and all the monetary issues involved. That experts say that thing shouldn't cost more than 50,000 USD. And now how much did we pay for it? Millions of dollars. They say they are bringing a special prosecutor. Well, they should be ready, because the special prosecutor will go into all these matters.
Let's talk about this actually. Even before the special prosecutor is installed, we have heard from the vice president an indication that many of the cases of corruption that they accuse the former government of will soon be having their day in court. How is the NDC receiving this announcement?
We are ready. We are ready. Let them. They've been in power for 10 months. As if to say they themselves are not engaged in lots of dubious deals. That is even given that they have facts that the NDC was engaged in dubious deals. In the last 10 months, the 2.25 million or billion pound. Have we gotten full disclosure? The boss contaminated oil, the things that are happening at the port, this app that Bawumia launched, and the plethora of things that are going on. Dubious deals, corruption, outright thievery, blatant corruption, stealing. Let them go ahead. Their day will come. Their day will come in court.
So, Mr. Anyidoho, you say you're ready. Talk to us. I mean, there were so many of these cases mentioned. We've heard about Jida Suba Sada, not forgetting SNIT and NCA and Standards Authority, and case upon case upon case. Which of them would you say you're looking forward to the most, or are most ready to litigate in court?
Kojo, they say they are ready. They have the issues. They are claiming that the past government was corrupt, and they have the issues. Let them go to court. The day they go to court, whatever evidence it is that they have, let them adduce the evidence. Our lawyers will meet them in court. That's all. The incoherent propaganda will not help. The incoherent propaganda will not help. The filibustering will not help. The cacophony will not help.
Now, I was trying to get a bit more clarity from you earlier, when I asked you about the explanation the vice president gave in response to the claim that this system is 419. I was asking you whether his explanation actually addresses the concern that it's 419. So, really,
I have a personal issue with Dr. Bawumia. I don't trust him. I've never trusted him.
Well, you've advised us not to keep things personal.
No, it's about me.
Right,
and
okay.
I'm saying that he lied about the voters register. He sought to deceive a public officer, claiming that the voters register was overbloated with foreigners. He has still not produced any credible and solid evidence to support that claim. Today, he is vice president of the Republic of Ghana. All the press conferences he used to hold, predicting and speculating on the cedi and the currency, that the currency was going to hit 5 cedis per dollar by the end of December last year. Has it hit 5 cedis per dollar? So he comes across with a lot of challenges in terms of what he delivers. I don't trust him. I mistrust him, and have reason, ample reason, so to do. His words don't carry weight, as far as I'm concerned.
So you haven't actually even paid any attention to what he said simply because you don't trust him personally. Is that correct?
Exactly. Why waste my time? I mean, I've listened to people talk about their experiences with that app. The last time somebody was moving from Lashibi going towards Mamprobi, he ended up in the public latrine because of that useless app. So why should I waste my time on Bawumia's app? And then we're also talking about the cost component. We shall investigate the cost component. The special prosecutor, if they even succeed with that legless bill that is sent to Parliament the last time, that legless bill.
Tell us, what is it about the cost component that is a cause of concern for you and the NDC?
If what our experts are telling us is true, that thing shouldn't cost more than 50K USD, and you are now paying millions of dollars for it.
Help us understand what your experts are telling you. Educate us.
Well,
what are the experts saying is the reason why this ought to be cheaper?
The experts are saying that thing shouldn't cost more than 50K.
Based on what?
So you've gone to steal somebody's software, and you are presenting it as yours. And so even, what do you call it?
Is there evidence of this? You're accusing them of stealing somebody's software.
That is what our experts are telling us.
Who are these experts? Can you name them so we can get more information from them?
Come on. Could you are a journalist. Why should I name my sources? Well, we are dealing with experts.
These are confidential experts?
Of course. And we are still looking at the matters, at these matters.
It's the first time I've heard of the term confidential expert, I must say. This is a software, an app that is available to the public. If people know about it enough to advise you that it's a scam, what are they afraid of? Why would they not tell us all why they are so convinced that it's a scam?
I mean, you've heard.
And therefore, he let those pass. And therefore, he cannot say that the statement he would have punished more severely this statement by Sibwati. Now, let's move on. We are practicing animal farm. The High Commissioner has said that he didn't speak well, that his views do not represent the views and character of our government and etc. and therefore has apologized. So I don't think that we should even be debating the question whether indeed that is the case or not. And sometimes, quite frankly, without sounding like justifying the things that he said, because of course he himself has acknowledged that they were wrong, but of course he's talking to TESCON people and so on. And of course, in that context, he would want to say things to them that will make them excited and so on. So quite frankly, I don't think that he meant what he was really saying, even hook, line, and sinker. Even so,
does it not make it even more dangerous, the fact that he was addressing future leaders and giving the impression that leadership is about favoring your friends? I mean, is that not even worse if you consider the audience he was addressing?
Well, I don't think that it was worse. I don't think that it was worse. If he was discussing it with the general Ghanaian population. That's why I said I didn't want to continue in this trajectory, because then I would look like I'm defending what he said. It's indefensible. Maybe I should just leave it here before people misconstrue to mean that I'm trying to justify. He was wrong. He has apologized. We believe that the wrong that he committed does not warrant a sack, as others are saying, because of course, there are gradations of wrong, and there are also gradations of punishment. And I believe that this grade of punishment, that is apology and retraction, is commensurate with a statement that did not hurt anybody, that did not injure anybody's reputation. He didn't insult people. He didn't. I mean, nobody was hurt, etc. I think that we can forgive.
Well, there are some who would disagree and suggest that all of those who were described as not being as Ghanaian and as others were hurt by what he said. I am not a member of the NPP, and I didn't like hearing that some people are more Ghanaian than me.
I know, Kojo, and that's why he has apologized to you and to everybody else who was hurt. He says he's terribly sorry. It won't happen again. That's all. What else is supposed to be done? The Deputy Minister for Agric, for example, who described certain ethnic groups in some way, apologized, and beyond the apology, resigned because he thought that, look, the apology was not quite enough because people were hurt. But I think that this statement, quite frankly, an apology suffices. And I'm begging you, if you feel hurt personally, that please forgive him. He won't do that again.
I want to thank you for your time. I wish we could go a bit more into this. It's obviously an interesting discussion. We'll have to make a bit more time later for it. But right now, I can't thank you enough for your time with us this morning. Mr. Mustafa Hamid is the Information Minister for the Republic of Ghana.